Evening, everyone. Welcome to the African Data Show with your host from from Zimbabwe in Southern Africa. Hope you're, you had a lovely week and we are all looking forward into the weekend. We have plans, we have dates, we have so many things that we are all looking forward to. Thank you for tuning in. This is the African Data Show, and today we're going to be talking about the first date, the do's and don'ts. The do's and don'ts, these are very important because if you don't know how to act or if you don't know how to do something in a certain way, well, you won't be lucky when it comes to relationship, when it comes to friendships, and so much. People go on dates for so many reasons. People go on dates. Some actually do it for fun. Also, it's to meet new people, be it for the long term or for the short term. And also, people go on dates that you guys could have met through via a dating app, you could have met through social media and whatnot. But well, when you go on a date, especially on your first date, right? You now want to get to know the person, you now want to meet the person and have a better and clear vision of the person that you want to be with. And on the first day date, that is when you know what, maybe this may go somewhere, or maybe I like this guy or I like this girl. So usually because of all this going on, there's a lot of pressure that rides on first dates. Basically, first days, they're like interviews. Imagine you go to an interview, a job interview. On a job interview, right, you'll be selling your professional skills and you'll be selling yourself in relation to the job description, job requirements, and all. But well, on a date, instead of selling your professional skills, you are selling your personality. And at times, because of the pressure going on, this can be quite daunting. And also, rather than representing yourself, your personality and whatnot, you may come out too strong or you may feel like you're trying too much. But well, relax, because on a first date, you just have to come off as interesting, attractive, but well, it's easier said than done. There's not so much need to share your life story on the first date because the fact that you're going on the first date, you've taken the step. You know what? We're both taking the first step. So as you take the first step, it's like the baby steps. Gradually. At first, you fall like a baby, right? You fall. The next day, you need to hold onto the walls in order to move. So that's the same way we should take this first date, like baby steps. So there's not much need to share your entire life story on the first date because you know what? It might scare the girl away, it might scare the guy away. And also, there's plenty of time, hopefully, if the first date goes well, there'll be plenty of time to get to know each other at length in the future. So the most important thing to focus on during the first date is sharing the basics and you just let the conversation flow naturally or drift anyway or take you anywhere. But naturally, don't try so much. And also, sometimes talking about the most random topics is a sign that the date is going well because you're really in the moment. At times, you can find yourself talking about something like that, like cereal, the craziest thing ever. Or maybe about a movie, it can be Avengers, whatnot and whatnot. So when you're on your first day, let everything come naturally. Don't try so much, because the moment you feel like you're trying so much, or when you try so much, you start to make a lot of mistakes. And when you a lot of mistakes, when you make a lot of mistakes, you become very uncomfortable, and that puts you in a compromising position. You won't even enjoy the date. All right. So we're gonna start with the don'ts. Ladies and gentlemen, don't don't be late. At one point, I was one of those people who would be like, you know what? I do enjoy this. I enjoy being fashionably late. But well, on a first date, it's not attractive, because no matter how busy you were or in demand you want to seem, it will seem like you're being inconsiderate. You didn't take time enough to know, you know what, let me do this, let me meet this person. And I know many people, they are not punctual, but well, like I'm saying, on a first date, it's not attractive to be fashionably late. Even if you woke up in your nice jeans, nice dress, your heels, your whatever, don't be late on the first date, because one has to feel that, you know what, you took your time, you took your way to make it on time. So don't be late on your first date. All right. And then the same thing is during your date. Don't, and I repeat, don't. If you've gone on a date with me, you know I don't like this. Don't look at your phone. It's as simple, because when you're hanging out with someone, imagine you're among us, okay, let's take it with your friends, and then while it's in the group of friends, your friends, you're having fun, then you can't keep away from your phone. The same thing on a date. You don't know this person, you want to get to know each other. So when you're hanging out with someone, it's very rude to be constantly at your phone. I think it just sends the picture that your phone or whatever you're watching on your screen is more important than the person you're with. So avoid going on your phone, unless, of course, you left your mom sick at home or there's an emergency. I would advise you to not look at your phone constantly. Or one way as well, let's say the date is not going so well, you can use your phone as an excuse. You can maybe you want to tell your friend, you know what, call me, because I just want to get out of here. Yes, the only time you get to look at your phone, whether checking time, and also when you want your friend to bail you out, or like I say, when there's an emergency. But well, avoid looking at your phone. Either you can put it on silent or you put it away, and just give attention to your first date, because you never know. All right. And then another thing, on your first date, I always tell this to my friends, like, guys, don't mention your ex, because the person you're with, they don't want to know the details of your past relationships on your first date. They want to know you. Who is Rumpitai? Who is this person? Right? So when it comes to mentioning exes, put yourself in the other person's shoes, right? Because um, you probably don't want to hear the glory details of their past relationship either. So while avoid talking about your exes, keep the conversation small. Don't add third parties and all. So keep quiet about your exes and don't ask about his. Because on a first date, you just want to get to know A wants to get to know B. You don't want to hear that A, yeah, I was dating this and that, and this is what happened. No, all right, because we're talking about the future. We're talking about you. We're living in the moment. So don't mention your exes. It's as simple as that. And also, please don't just focus on yourself. Why am I saying this? Why did you go on a date? You want to meet someone, right? So, we're saying the point of a first date is to get to know someone. So, we should not let the whole conversation, the whole vibe become one sided by only talking about yourself. You are trying to impress your date. So it can feel natural to want to spill the beans on all the great things that has been going on in your life. But well, try to avoid this. You don't want to come out as the center of attraction of the whole conversation. Because when you come out like that, or when you focus on yourself so much, you are sending the message, right? That you are not a good listener, you are just a talker. And people out there, there's someone who's going on a date because they just want to find that perfect person who will be a good listener. That's someone who gets them. So avoid focusing on yourself. Don't focus on yourself. Be a listener. Give the other person, the other girl, the other guy, an opportunity to speak out as well, because it's a two-way street, right? And at times as well, don't start with vomiting about your middle school, and don't just start blabbering. Well, because we have moments when, you know what, everyone in the conversation or the whole date, like there's this moment of silence, right? Allow it to pass. Don't start blabbering or just saying anything, because I know people who are quite like the introverts, right? I know certain introverts who they don't just speak. It's not that they don't have words to speak, but they feel like, you know what, I shouldn't waste words. I should only speak when it's important. I should only speak when I'm editing. When because they find so much importance in content. They find so much importance in their words. Some people they don't just want words or to waste words. And also maybe at times you're listening to the music. What? You're enjoying the vibe. Maybe you went to a quite maybe you went to an Afro jazz or to a jazz restaurant and all. So don't just start blabbering just because the both of you went a little quiet, you know? So just let it flow, let it flow. Don't try so much. Don't try so much. I repeat, don't try so much. Some they say there's nothing more attractive. There's nothing more unattractive than someone who is completely self-absorbed. You should also ask questions about her, ask questions about him, because you know what? This is the only time that you get to ask certain questions about someone. Going forward and whatnot, you might never meet the person again. You might never watch. So this is your chance, you know, to say, you know what? Maybe this guy is okay. Maybe this guy, maybe this girl is okay or not. So it's very important to make a good first impression on your face, judge. And also, don't the next don't come on too strong. Well, yeah, we know you've been hurt. We know you've been through a lot. That's public knowledge. There's nothing new under the sun. What you're going through? There's someone who's gone through that and all. But well, you shouldn't come on too strong on your first date. I know we all want to find partners. You know, all want to find a girl. You all want to find a man. Yeah, going on a first date, the ultimate goal is to find a partner. But coming on too strong is a huge turn off for a lot of people. Um, there are certain words that we use or that you might feel that you want to use. like babe, honey, um, what else? What are the other words? Sweetheart. This is the first date that we're talking about. And take it from me, it's a no. Don't use these words on a first date. Because you know what? I will plainly tell you that I'm not your babe. So don't call me that. And I don't want to seem like I'm overreacting or what. But well, I'm not your babe. It's as simple as that. If anything, you can call me stranger and I'll answer you. That's even a better way than to be calling me babe on a first date. I feel like you're coming out a bit too strong. And also, excessive touching is also unnecessary on a first date. Take it from me. Um, let's say you're walking in a park. You're walking in a park, maybe at a picnic and whatnot. Even holding hands the entire time. At times, it may feel a bit overboard for a first date. At one time, I went on a date with a guy and we had lunch. So as I was coming back home, as he was about to, as we were coming to my stop, for some reason, I don't know, he touched me in a certain way that really turned me off. I totally, at that moment, I totally forgot I had a nice time. Like I had a nice lunch, nice time. The way he touched me, it was unnecessary. And believe me, I never talk to that guy ever again. So there's this certain way of touching, especially on a first date. Don't be touchy feely. I always say this. Don't be touchy feely because you know what? Maybe you're a touchy person, right? But on a first date, try and suppress it because I don't want to go home thinking, you know what? Maybe that guy is a perv, or maybe that guy is just after my, you know. So try and suppress it. I know there are people who are touchy feely and all, but well, this is a first date, guys. You don't want to send the wrong vibes. You don't want to send the wrong signals, right? So excessive touching, do avoid it by all means. So let me just go to the comment section. Okay, hi Kay Williams. Hi Jiman. All right, then from Kay Williams, yes. Never talk about your ex. Leave that in the past. Hi Nish Penda. Hello, how are you? Men don't like baby. All right, yeah, men don't like baby. Just keep your luggage to yourself. Fixed. If I want baggage, I will book a trip. All right, that's a good one, Nish. Okay, we don't know what's up. All right. Hi, Mr. Pirate Brain. How are you? Much love to the Melanin family out there. Much love to everyone who's tuning in on this show. And thank you for tuning in to the African Data Show. We are always here from Mondays to Friday from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is sponsored and brought to you by the Black Horde Fire Network. So if you're tuning in, today's discussion is on the first date do's and don'ts. All right, so I was still on the don'ts. Yeah. One more thing as well. Don't get drunk on the first date. I understand you want your glass of wine, you want your booze, you want whatever, but well, some guys, the buffet the preference differs from one person to another. There are guys, like most guys, well, maybe they'll be looking for a long term, and they aren't looking something for a long term with a girl they can go short for short with, right? Because in any relationship, there's someone who should let's say the guy drinks like 80%, the girl could drink, let's say what, 50% or vice versa. Guys want to go short for short with the girl. Okay, you should be able to control your first date. Avoid it if you can, because you don't want to act or drunky. You don't want to embarrass yourself. So I suggest the maximum you can go. Well, maybe you can impose a 2 drink maximum on yourself, or just go with the juices. You can never go wrong. Just go with regular fruit juices, because you know what? Even if you love your liquor so much, your wine, your cocktails and all, leave the guy curious, leave the girl curious. It's um what's really about the person, you know? Certain things maybe can get to find as time goes on. Don't get drunk on your first day, don't get hard on your first date. Okay? All right. And then one more thing. Okay, before I move to the do's, well, I just wanted to go on the don'ts because yeah, this is something most people ignore and don't tend to take into seriously consideration. All right. So another thing, don't ask about finances. Don't ask about his finances. Why am I saying so? There's a growing number of gold diggers out there, right? So if you want to ask about his finances, you come out as a gold digger. Unless you're starting a new career digging for gold, avoid asking how much he makes. From Zimbabwe, from the black community that I come from, we always say it's rude to ask someone's salary or income, even if it's your mom. Most of you people, most of everyone, you don't even know how much your parents earn. That's the same way. All right, that's the same way you shouldn't ask about his finances, because this and questions, that it's good to ask questions, but the questions that are so much on a first date, like where do you see yourself in 5 years, getting promotion or promoted anytime soon, anything financially related. Don't ask. Be it a girl, be it a guy. One time a friend of mine asked me that was telling me that a woman once asked the car that he drives on the first date, and for him it was totally a turn off because he took offense to it and he never saw that girl ever again. So avoid seeking information, financial status. At times there are certain things we do because you're someone who's free spirited and you don't think it could be an offense to ask certain things and whatnot. Well, people are different. The smallest things can turn someone off. So avoid asking about his finances. Okay? Avoid asking about his finances. All right, then let me just begin. You hadn't been wined and dined enough. All right. Yes, I do, but I go on first days. and they are fun if you go with a good person. Yeah, that is very true. Duchess, I want you to send. I just want you to send her a rose to pick it up. Okay. They are a 5-star dinner. Nothing wrong with that. It's even fly as hell. Yeah, it's really fly. That's very true. All right. So, still on the do's and don'ts. This is especially addressed to the ladies out there. Don't act desperate. Your knight in shining armor will come. You know, this is why we're going on dates, so that we know. All right, we should know. All right, so this is coming from Minish, and she is saying that is not gold digging. I am not demanding it, but it would be very cool. Stop being cheap, man. All right, so say so. Yeah. Okay, that's good. There's energy. There's energy in the chat room. Okay, in another thing, don't act desperate. Women mostly do this. They start mentioning the white wedding, the dim white wedding, their road trip, now the vacation, how much of a big family you want. You want 3 kids. You want to stay in this lovely mansion, lovely apartment. Ladies and gentlemen, especially to the ladies, avoid sharing that you think you're soulmates. This is the first date, for crying out loud. It's a first date. Any mention of the future or marriage at this point, it comes across as putting the cart before the horse. Okay? So don't act desperate. Please avoid acting desperate because you don't want to send the wrong message to the guy that, you know what, me, I'm ready for anything. Okay, I'm ready for anything. So let's just go in. Let's get married tomorrow. Let's do this and that. No, don't do that. And also, on the first date, don't get ahead of yourself. Right? Yes, it's good to be excited, but don't get too excited. You don't get too excited, and also you should continue to stay realistic. A friend of mine always tells me, Rumbi, expectations will kill you. Because when you expect a certain thing to be done in a certain way, the moment it's not done like that, right? You get mad. So don't get ahead of yourself like on a first date. Go there, be open minded, stay realistic, but don't get too excited. It's as simple as that, right? Because you don't want to come home crying. You don't want to come home in a bad mood just because of a first date, right? Who say that first date has to be successful? Things can go wrong, and they can maybe even go right well on the 4th or 5th date. So don't get ahead of yourself, right? Don't be too excited. Just be you, stay realistic, and also be optimistic. All right. And then I came across this reason as well as I was just making up the script for today. And I find it very fascinating. It read, don't go anywhere. Don't go somewhere overflowing with eye candy. I laughed when I saw this. Don't go somewhere overflowing with eye candy. Girls, when you go on a first date, right? Usually the guy can allow you to choose a place of your choice, or you could deliberate on a place that you would both prefer. Don't go somewhere or don't suggest places where you know there's so much variety or eye candy. that's just waiting for someone to look at or to take. Because at the end of the day, the reason why you're going on a date, like I said, is you want to meet someone, you want to be with someone. And well, the end goal is a partner, is a life partner. You want his attention to be on you and not the other women who are around. We know there are places, there are restaurants like this where you know what, your guy or your potential guy will be having so much options. Okay? At times they may look at that other person, right? But it doesn't mean anything. But while you are a woman, it can offend you, it can do this to you, but you chose that place in the first place. Don't go somewhere that is overflowing with eye candy. Go to with him in such a place that, well, you should be the center of his attention. That is why the both of you are going on a date. You're not going on a date just for him to meet other women. No. You are going on a date so that you people get to know each other. All right? And then also, um, don't turn your first date into therapy sessions, right? If I want psychological or mind solutions, I'll go and see a psychologist. I'll go and talk to my mom. I'll go and talk to my parents. I'll go and talk to whoever has seen life and done the most. Don't turn your dates into therapy sessions and you start asking weird questions. You know, don't do that. It's a turn off. It's a major, major turn off. Please don't turn your dates into therapy sessions, right? You should keep them relaxed. You should keep them enjoyable. You are not a psychologist, mind you. Well, unless you're a psychologist as well, well, by profession, yeah. But well, so long you're not one, don't turn it into a therapy session. Even psychologists themselves, they know they know how to relate with people on a daily basis outside work. Don't bring your work issues, don't bring your problems to the date. Separate the two, your personal life and what you do, like your profession. And also, don't overdress. I repeat, mostly women don't overdress. Well, the guys are always cool on first dates. Mostly, they're cool. They don't try too much as well. Yeah, women don't overdress. Well, don't overdress and don't wear something that is over sexy. Okay, something that is too over sexy, that is too sexy or over the top. Avoid doing that. You are not going to a club. When you're going on a date, you're not going to a club. Unless, of course, your first date is in a club, well, then dress like it. But as so long as you're not going to a place like that, avoid wearing something like that. Also, wear something that is in the weather. Don't be against the weather just to look good. Wear something that really shows you as the person you are, right? Okay. Okay. All right. So from K Williams, just relax and be yourself. Bottom line. That's very true. Hi, Stephanie Bosman. How are you? I hope you are good. Thank you for tuning in into the show. Yes, first dates are to chill and get to know the person. That's from Niche. And also, don't go to Hooters. Yeah, I see she's agreeing with me. You will be eating rats and dogs low. The first date should be a coffee date. The second date should be a dinner date. All right, that's from Mr. Pirate Brain. And do not bring nobody back to your places. Well, that's very true. And yes, half naked women are there. That's coming from Niche. Dudes do not expect sex on the first dates. Also, of these men, they are crazy. All right. So let me just continue with the do's. All right. Let me start with the do's. Ladies, do choose your outfit carefully. Like I was saying, don't overdress. Right. This may seem vague, but well, appearance makes a big difference on a first date. It's like when you go to an interview, you don't go to a job interview dressed ratchety or showing so much skin. At least that is what I know from my African culture and how I was brought up. You shouldn't go to an interview showing so much skin and whatnot because appearance makes a big difference on a first date. So as well, dress well, do dress well, and also when you're when dress into the environment you're going to as well, because you don't want to look too cheap, and also you don't want to overdress, right? When you're on the first date as well, do listen, right? It's obviously when someone isn't really listening to you. You can tell the signs. You've read the signs. Like when you're in a relationship, like deeping into the relationship, right? When you know someone so much, you can tell, you know what? I just told them this, but they ain't listening. On the first date, right? Listen, listen. It is said that drifting eyes, the tell sign, they tell that one is being bored, and that will make your date climb up and feel down. So, drifting eyes. And also, instead of worrying about what you might say next, you should focus on really listening to what your date is telling you. I think I once mentioned this, but on the don'ts, like you shouldn't focus on yourself so much. All right. And also use good manners. Do good use manners. When I'm talking about manners, we're talking about etiquette, we're talking about respect. We are talking about some of the soft skills like kindness and all. Why? Because a waiter will come up to you. Can I take your order, ma'am? Yes, please. Right? And then they take your order. If you're a guy, we're talking about good manners. You should be a gentleman. Open the door for the lady, not just your lady, but it should be in your culture. You know what? To be quite mindful of your surroundings. Honor ladies first. There's certain things, that really women remember. You know, the issue to do on first date. Let's say your first date is successful. Then at 6 months down the relationship, it's the simplest things like the relationship going. Like, you know what? That's 5 minutes. You know what? She's so much respect. She's so much kind. I'm not afraid to go with the anyway. She really fits in. There's certain things like that one could really be attracted to. So use good manners. When it comes to manners as well, it goes for more than just putting a napkin on your lap before eating and refraining, let's say what, from chomping on the ribs and whatnot. And also the way you treat the people around you during the date is super telling. Like I was saying, things like please, saying thank you to waiters, or excuse me, or when you bump into someone, well, it can be on the way to the toilet, to the ladies, or to the bathroom. There are certain courtesy behaviors that you should be doing anyway. Don't go shouting just because someone stepped on your food or just because someone spoiled your dress. It can be they tripped over you and you like glass of wine fell on your lovely, beautiful dress. In all manner, continue showing etiquette, continue um, being cool. I'm not saying being someone just doing whatever, but well, there's a certain way of handling things. I talked about the better of the mind. You should be conscious. You should not just act in whichever way because there are people around you, there are people who are surrounding you, and you don't want to send them. Because you are short tempered, try and control yourself. I'm not saying pretend on the first day, but well, I'm saying keep your cheek, keep whatever under control. Because you know what? Mistakes are gonna come. People are gonna annoy you a lot. But well, it's very good to have good manners. You need to have good manners. Show that you're courteous to other people. Show that you are kind to other people. Right? Okay. So, all right. Back to the in continuation of the Jews. When it comes to the first date, I do this. You are allowed to do this. Do Google the person you're going with on a date before you go out. This is very important because not like you want to see like what they do and all. Well, you don't want to be catfished. You don't want a ghost, like no show. At least you need to know this person exists, you know. And also, you can pick up a lot of little things when you Google someone. Maybe you can find them wearing their Liverpool T-shirt, jersey, their Barcelona, and whatnot. You name them. You name them. And you know what? Um, you might be liking those things, same things as well, right? Well, but don't show, don't let him know that you've been searching and searching about him, because you will seem like a stalker. You will seem like a stalker. So please, don't let him know, don't let her know that you've been stalking them. But well, you should Google them. Even when it comes to the work environment, you should Google clients because you should know your clients well in advance before. That's just how business is. And like I was saying, it's the same. The way we handle this business, we're selling ourselves professionally. But well, when it comes to the dating, no, well, you want to sell your personality, you want to sell yourself, like your humanity and all. So do Google the person you're going on a date with. It's very much allowed. It's very much allowed. The Duchess is allowing you to do that. All right. Do act interested in what the other person has to say. I once heard my friend was like, you know what? Just fake it. Just fake it. But well, there are times that you really can't fake it because you just won't be enjoying. You just won't be enjoying. But well, it's advised to act and to look interested in whatever the other person has to say. So do you act interested in what the other person is saying or what the other person is doing? But well, if you can't fake it, girl, bye. Just leave. If you can't fake it, that is where the emergency comes in, or your friend bails you out, and then you just have to leave because at the same time, you don't want to waste your time just because you have to look interested in something that you're not even interested in. So yeah, And then when it comes to dressing, there is no rule that you should go on your first date wearing high heels, wearing heels, wearing stilettos, and whatnot. I would really advise you to wear flats on going on a first date. Yeah, some people that heels are quite sexy, but well, if you ain't a model, if you ain't if you ain't the Duchess and whatnot, what happens when you decide to end the date that love to walk around town? You never ask yourself that. When you're wearing heels and you trip, that's the worst ever. First date. Mm, mm. So to avoid tripping or to avoid getting blisters or a backache, other things that can just go wrong when you're wearing heels, do wear your flats. You will continue to look good in your flats. Wear your flats, because at the end of the day, do what is comfortable to you. I know people who've attended the so-called glamorous parties and occasions in their flats on the red carpet. You just have to make them look good because you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable in what you're wearing in your clothes. So do wear flats, not compulsory, but do wear them. Or well, you could wear your nice heels, your nice stilettos, and then you could put your flats or your nice sandals in your bag in case you guys might look around, right? You can as well change into your flats, but well, that's a bit of work. So to avoid that, just wear your flats, all right? And also, on your first date, do order a big girl or a big boy meal. No offense, but don't order food like you were being like you were a captive, or you just got out of jail and you really want to try out, or you want to have everything on the, or or ordering like a school kid, you know. You don't want to spoil your look. It can be your lipstick, it can be your dress, it can be your tie, it can be your t-shirt, your golf t-shirt, your whatnot. Order a big girl or a big boy meal. Do not order food as if you just came out of prison, or as if you were being served somewhere. I don't know. There are certain foods that you can avoid on a first date. Also, it depends whether it's lunch, supper, on whatnot, dinner, or it's a picnic, or it's a breakfast. There are foods with so much oil, they can really mess up your look. Food, yeah, they are quite yummy, but well, on your first date, a lot of things could go wrong, and you would be dripping. Sauce will be all over your face, and you know what? This could start to attract flies. It can bring a lot of disease. So please do order meals that are safe. Let me just use the word safe. Do order meals that are safe, right? Okay. All right. When it comes to the issue um, of sex, don't mention issues to do with sex on a first date. Because back to the don'ts, because on this just on the don'ts. You shouldn't talk about sex on your first date, because the moment you start talking about sex on your first date, it means you will have to talk about your history. And the mileage has really gone up, and you're forcing the other person to ask you on how many partners you've been with. And there are some numbers. I'm not saying they're scary numbers, but well, there's some numbers like, when someone really hears them, they're gone. So avoid talking about sex. You don't want to find yourself in a position where you ask, okay, how many guys have you been with? How many ladies have you been with? No. And also, you don't want to send the message that, I just want to get you into my bed. It's like the food that whoever you have gone out on a date with is the price they have to pay. And then now you are now exchanging, or it's like a form of business when you're now exchanging a meal with sex. Talk about sex on a first date. It makes you seem as if you're a perv. Some would say a perv and whatnot. So avoid talking about sex on a first date. All right. And also, don't try to earn the person you're going with on a date as a Facebook friend after the first date, because it will send the message that, you know what, I can't wait to be your friend. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. Don't try to add the guy. Don't try to add the girl. Okay, well, for guys, because guys, you are the ones who do the chase, the pursuing, and whatnot. Yeah, you could add me as your friend. That's very true, and I would accept the request. I could leave you hanging till maybe the second date, third date, and whatnot. But for the girls now, don't go on the Facebook page, on the Instagram page, on the Twitter page of the guy, and you start stalking him, friending him, following him. Mm-mm. Let them do the chasing. Let them do the hunting. That is how we were brought up. Let them do it. Let them. Because while it's public knowledge that a guy will only pursue the girl he likes. The guy will only pursue a girl that has caught his eye. So let him make you his friend on Facebook and all other social media platforms, not the other way around, right? Because you don't want him to be thinking, you know what, I've got this girl. This is a done deal. This was easy. This was what. No, it should work. They should work. These men, they should work. Because you know what? That's just how it is. They do the hunting. It's as simple as that. So don't go about chasing him, stalking him on social media. And also avoid at all means calling him. Oh, hi. Hi, John. I just wanted to say thank you for an amazing date. Who does that? Don't do that. Don't do that at all on a first date. And also, another thing, if you don't like the person, or if you don't like the vibe, if you're not enjoying the conversation, don't go to a second location if you don't like the person, because you're wasting your time. We are wasting money. We are wasting the night, the evening, the morning. We are wasting clothes as well. So don't go to a second location if you don't like the person you're with. Because we don't want vibes where you end up snapping at the person out of frustration. We don't want a vibe where um, you could be sleeping, or you could be resting at home, or you could be attending to other pressing matters. But well, just because you're too nice, you're too blah blah blah, you're too what. Don't go to the second location if you don't like the person. Time is very important, time is very precious, and you cannot recover lost time. So don't waste time, right? If you don't like the person, you don't like the person. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. If it was a crime, all those people who you've had, all those people who you've had to let go and whatnot, are they not with other people right now? They are with other people right now. What you think you might not like, it might be cool to someone. It's as simple as that. So don't go to the second location if you don't like the person. It's as simple as that. All right. So facts, leave that talk at home. All right. All right. Okay. So shout out to Kip, Sam, who's making this happen, the Blackboard Fire Network team, and everyone. Thank you. I don't know what you guys will be up to during the weekend. For me, tomorrow I'll go to church, then relax. Then on Sunday, I'll see what I will do. I hope you are all looking forward to the weekend. I am looking forward to the weekend because I want to have my beauty sleep. I don't know about you guys, but from me, the Duchess, thank you for tuning in into the show. As we were talking on the do's and don'ts on a first date. I hope someone out there really got picked up a few things, because these are some of the things we don't talk about as individuals, but well, we've been given the platform by Black Hot Fire Network to talk about such things. These are things we tend to ignore. And like I always say, it's the little things that count. It's the little things that matter. It's the little things that people remember. So I hope you were all listening in on the do's and don'ts on a first date. On the first date. And always remember, first impression matters. First impression matters. So, thank you for tuning in to the African Duchess Show. I hope you will have a lovely and exciting weekend from the Black Hot Fire Network. From me, the African Duchess, I will definitely meet you on Monday with another exciting topic. I hope you all had a great week with me here at the African Duchess Show. Much love to all of you. Much love to the viewers. Much love to the Black Hot Fire Network. From me, the Duchess, good night. To those who are waking up, I always say this: good morning, good day. From me and the Black Hot Fire Network, good night, and we wish you a lovely weekend. Bye.
Military touch.
unogona kudzidzisa vana vangu norimi rwamai ausumbu venga mai vangu kana hama dzangu unogona kudzidzisa vana vangu norimi rwamai ausumbu venga mai vangu kana hama dzangu anonzi emi haladeo